As now, last lap he sets off for. As you can see, turning the car in when he needs to. Absolutely amazing. Surely a driver which will be missed and is regarded quite highly by Formula U. He's done so much work in F2, of course, the F2 boss. And what a F1 driver he was and will always be. So, for a few corners, I'll be quiet and let you enjoy an amazing driver drive around the circuit. So, as he comes to the end of this lap then, as he now comes through the last corner and crosses the line. What an amazing driver. As now he's gonna come into the pit lane. Now everyone's attention turns to this man, not only this man, but of course the battle at the front, but mainly this race is for Dillo, and we will always remember him. So, as he's coming into the everybody to the Singapore Grand Prix. As now, in this race, we have an amazing battle at the front, but mainly, we wave goodbye to an amazing driver. Let's have a look then at the starting grid then for this race. So here we go. For the Singapore Grand Prix, it's a GMG front row lockout. Super lines up alongside the Dutchman. Arsh lines up in third, ahead of Reese in fourth, Dree in fifth, alongside Brr in sixth. In seventh we have Joe, ahead of Aqua for TLM Motorsports. We have Gold who lines up in ninth, and then Mr. Steele hit with a penalty lines up in 10th. Cup in 11th, ahead of Callum Stick in 12th. Then we got up ahead of Kit, and then we got Ninja lines up in 15th for Larari. And that is the grid order. So, this is the race. Now, Super needs a good result to try and get the championship for next race. So he needs to get a good result here to set himself up for a good race. But the main story here today is Dillo in his final ever race as he retires. So, cars in place then. Super and the Dutchman. Now, this race is going to be a very special one. Especially for this man. Dillo's. A lot of the attention goes there. This is the rebel of Pal. He's kind of looking, and I think he's looking for a good result for his team. So, this race will definitely be regarded as a historical one as we say goodbye to Dillo. But at the front of the grid, Super and the Dutchman are about to continue their duel as the GMGs try and close in on the Rebels. In this championship, the lights are on here in Singapore. And we get underway with a great reaction time from Super. Looks like the others may have got away well, but I think now Ash has also made up a few places now. The pit lane is open as the other cars go. They're 3 wide as well, but looks like Super may. Super still has the lead, but looks like the Dutchman's going to fight it with him. He's trying to get the lead, but I don't think he will as the cars continue to lag all over the place. But currently as it stands, I think it's still Super in the lead of the Grand Prix, or has someone else escaping ahead of him as now Super leads this race then, I think, as they continue and make their way with the Dutchman, I think, is in second, and then it looks like the TLM cars. Super has the lead currently, unless the Dutchman has managed to get ahead. We can't see because there's the cars lagging all over the place right now, but looks like they are wheel to wheel. Looks like Super and the Dutchman going wheel to wheel, but who's going to hold on? I think it's Super who has just about managed to hold on, as now let's turn our attention to Dillo. Here is the Rodroll car as he comes over the straight, is now back over to the lead of the Grand Prix. But as the cars now looks like, so it is Super ahead of the Dutchman. So these two have kept in place. Of course, there was a lot of cars, and there were 3 wide moments and a few cars having to go off. But here is Super then, as he now comes over the line to begin lap number 2 ahead of the Dutchman, and the Dutchman will try and get the chase on with Aqua running in third, Ash in fourth, currently as it stands in the order. But the Dutchman may try and get past. Most people are right now interested where Dillo is. We'll find out as the order comes, but Mr. Steele and Golf may be pretty close as well. So here is the Rebel car of Pal as he now goes down towards turn number 1. As the cars continue getting in place, let's go back and see how they're doing right at the front as the grid continues, and looks like so Dillo hasn't come up yet, I don't think, on the timing boards. So let's now have a look. Here is the Seagull racing car. And now this is at front Super with the lead of this race, trying to extend his lead over the Dutchman, and I think he may be just doing that right now as he needs a good result to try and have an opportunity. And I'm hearing that the safety car has been out. Safety car is out here in Singapore as we began lap number 3, and Dillo is in 18th place. Well, everyone would like him to get a little bit higher than that. We all want him at least to get a podium. That would be absolutely amazing. Podium, but the safety car is out here in Singapore as there is a car right on the circuit. Golf has got ahead of Mr. Steele right as well on the probably before the safety car is Cruel in 7th. King has made up places up into 8th. Hunter has done the same up into 9th. Reese and Drea have dropped down, and they've also dropped down behind Grand. So Dree's now got ahead of Reese as well. So on the timing boards on that lap before the safety car came out, Reese is lost places. Dewey has lost a few places. Reese has lost even more places. And then Topman's has got ahead of Pal as well. So that's now also Football has also got ahead of Pal. So not exactly what Rebel would have wanted. And the safety car is out. And they are still. And now Super's going to get to the safety cars. We are on lap number 4 now. And we're still under safety car conditions. So I'm hearing that the safety car will now become the virtual safety car. So that's the thing. Now they actually won't have to. Now that's the thing. They actually don't have to bunch up now. And Arsha's got ahead of Aqua, so there would have been a mistake there by Aqua or something. Golf currently running in 5th as it stands. As you can just see, look at the gap already between first and even second at this stage. But mainly, look at the difference between first and third is. Actually, has the Dutchman just. So, as Aqua is just saying that. So, Aqua is just saying that Arsha overtook me. Now, was it a mistake by Aqua? Or did he actually overtake? Because we can definitely guarantee that the third and fourth did switch places. But was it that Aqua made a mistake or something? Or was it So unfortunately, Dillo is currently running in 18th. As everyone would like him to get higher, Powell moves up into 14th as well. So there's no confirmation yet when we'll go green. It could be any second. And is that the Dutchman behind it? And we've gone green. So as we now move on to, and I think the Dutchman may be having a go into the first corner. Will he try and get the lead? He was always going to be forced off wide, and Super stays ahead. That got pretty close between the two GMGs, but that was exactly what the Dutchman would have wanted, and he's trying to even make the move currently as it stands, but he may have an opportunity going into the braking zone as Golf is currently in 4th and Aqua has dropped another place. It's probably right at the restart where he may have, as now, let's have a look. As I think Aqua may have got overtaken just because he was writing in chat and Golf actually got past then. But he got very close between the two GMGs after the virtual safety car. And they were all dealing, and Super just been able to. As now let's have a look. Can the Dutchman stick with Super then in this race? As now a few cars get lapped as well. So, Super ahead of the Dutchman, ahead of Ash, but we've not got any confirmation about any investigation happening between for Ash, because we don't have any confirmation yet, because Aqua was saying they did overtake. Now, was it a mistake by Aqua, or was it that he did overtake? Because we actually did see their positions did change, and I think now Aqua also thinks Golf overtook him under. So, the rebel car of Powell currently running in 13th as well, as the Dutchman has lost incredibly a lot of time. Of course, he was having a go at the first few corners and then lost out a little bit, as now the field starts to separate a little bit more. So I think... So there is 5-second time penalty is given to Ash for overtaking under virtual safety car. So Aqua was probably not happy with it, of course. So I think they've managed to find out that it was an overtake, which of course it was yellow flags, and he did go past. As Aqua is having a lot of conversation right now. Even muting chat didn't help much. As we are on lap number 6, as the Ferrari now gets lapped as well in this race. Lap number 6 out of 38. We're going to make our way on to lap number 7. The race looks pretty calm as it stands currently. As super ahead of the Dutchman is. He should be on to lap number 7 as another car gets lapped. So let's have a look. Here is the Hunter. Here's the Hunter in the McCruller. Oh no, and Ash has got ahead of. Well, Ash has now got ahead. I think there is a lot of glitches going on because for about let's be honest, 30 seconds I was stuck on lap 6 when we went on to lap 7. So I think there's a few glitches going on in the server currently because I was literally stuck on lap number 6 when we went on to lap number 7. Of course. So currently as it stands, and I'm hearing that the Dutchman has a glitched car in Discord, and Super's also losing places. And yeah, what's happened with the 2 GMGs? Oh, now they're back. Well, now Super's back on top, as there's a lot of timing board changes going on. Now the Dutchman is counted in the order. So a lot of confusion going on currently. As the Dutchman now is in second. Yep, so I think both drivers have now got back where they were. So here is Super then. In the GMG back where it was. Cup is now in third as well.
Can you come in PC chat?
Ash is currently running in 4th. Golf currently running in 5th. As now, we have Cruel in 6th. Ground in 7th as there's a lot of confusion currently going on. Right now as it stands, red flag is out. Red flag is out. And I think, in my opinion, that is the right decision because we don't really have a clue what's going on because we had Super and the Dutchman first and second, and then so red flag I think is the correct decision as we are struggling to understand what was going on this whole time. And so yeah, on lap number 9 the race has been red flagged, and that is definitely the right decision. As of course we saw Super and the Dutchman dropping down the order. So all cars will automatically be unlapped. So at one stage we had, so pitting is allowed, of course. So one of the only times when laps don't work, just say L in chat. So 28 laps on, and we are all set then here in Singapore. Lights, come on! And we go. Green for one driver, but the others still stuck. Here we go then. As now we are underway then for the race. Looks like Super then, as he leads into the first corner, someone did do a little bit of a jump start. I think it was Ash who did the jump start. As now, cars all over the place. It's a Mercedes who has spun around. I think it's the Mercedes of Grand who has lost it. As now, Super is battling also with a few of the drivers. I think it's the Dutchman car he's battling with him. As cars all over the place. As now, into the next braking zone we go. Overtaking opportunity, cars all over the place. As now, let's watch Ashton, who's currently, as now, he goes into the braking zone. He's fallen a little bit back. So here is Ninja in the Ferrari. He's quite far back. Here is Grand down the inside. He goes and he's got the position. As now, here we go. One of the GMGs, the Dutchman is now the team Dutchman just overtakes him. As now, he's under pressure, and now Super is also there. So they're all just battling it out and losing places. And I think one of the GMGs, and I think it's Super who's come off, but there he is, Super then. As now, and the Dutchman hits the wall a little bit, running a little bit wide, but looks like Super may have just got past the blue and white liveried car. As now, Super looks like he's managed to get past, but the car just behind just flipped around. As now, looks like the Dutchman has also managed to get up behind Super. After all of that, Super has the lead, and I think, did I just see the Dutchman lose it? Yes, he did. The Dutchman did lose it. So now he's going to be even further than he would have wanted, and he may get overtaken. Aqua is now past him. Reese is now past him, and he now has to overtake a few cars. As now, also, Golf is now there as well, and I think Golf may have an opportunity. The momentum is broken for him, and I think Golf may have just overtook him. Yes, he has, but the Dutchman's not going to give this one up as they continue battling. As now, the Dutchman racing car up ahead as well. The Red Bull livery is now Aqua as well, battling as we go into the braking zone. Will they all stay in the same order? But it's definitely going to be as the cars continue to lag around. I think the Dutchman may... No, he hasn't. So, lag not helping it, but the Dutchman has not been able to overtake them as they're pretty close. Looks like who is ahead, I think. Looks like the Dutchman car is ahead of Aqua, but not for long. As now, the Dutchman's going to get involved as well. As now looks like laps once again glitching. As now we make our way then into the final sector of this lap. Looks like wide from Aqua. As now the Ferrari gets lapped and the Dutchman pretty there. As now they're battling the Red Bull liveried car of the Dutchman. As now, is he going to send it into this part of the circuit? It's not part of the circuit where you would normally overtake, but I think he's going to go for it anyway to the inside. He's thinking about it. I don't think he'll be able to get past the Dutchman. I think is now safe and clear, but not for long. Yes, now he is, because the Red Bull liveried car has just hit the wall, spun around just like the Dutchman did, but this time it's the Dutchman racing car which has done it. So it's Super then leading this race ahead of the Dutchman, but Super now has a little bit of an advantage. So Super ahead of the Dutchman, then Aqua, then Golf, and then we have Reese, Grand in 6th, and then we have Cup in 7th, Dre in 8th, Cruel in 9th, and then we're still waiting for the rest of the order. As now Pal in 10th, Mr. Steele in 11th, Ash in 12th, and Dillo currently running in 13th. As now the race getting a little bit more calmer. As let's have a look. Here is Super then in the GMG. Exactly what GMG need just to run away, and it does look like the Red Bull car. Of course, Dilla just reporting that the Red Bull car is struggling a little bit and is bugged. Of course, the Renault liveried car. Here it is, as now we're watching Dillo. As now, here's Aqua in 3rd place. As Golf currently running in 4th. Golf said that he wasn't really happy yesterday, but he's hoping to come back, and I think he is. So, Golf currently running in 4th place. Reese in 5th. Let's have a look then at Reese. Yellow flags are waved through the 2nd sector. As now we're currently watching Reese. And I think ahead is Golf of him. So now we're watching Golf. Green flags waved, so green flags are now being waved. King currently running in 40. The Larari missing his braking point into the hairpin and going straight on. Super then continues to lead here in Singapore, ahead of the Dutchman, then Aqua, and then Golf ahead of Reese currently, but they were pretty close together earlier on. So Dillo not having the best final race, but hopefully he can fight back and try and get back to at least a podium. That's exactly what everyone wants, but a win would be perfect. And he's got up a place up into 12th position. Is now there's the rod roll, and I think the rod roll is now being lapped by Golf, the Renault livery car. So Golf finds a way through, of course. So if we have a look here, back at front, here is Super then. Of course, he's on the Hypersoft tires as well. And so is the Dutchman. So the two GMGs, 1 and 2, as they try and pull away from the rest of the pack. Let's have a look then. Here's Dillo. Currently there's a few drivers boxing, and we did see that, of course, Dillo who came into the pit. So we did see Dillo who boxed. Of course, he came out of the pit and then got lapped by Golf. We're watching that. Here is Pal on his debut, who's now in 10th, ahead of Mr. Steele. As Super's extended the lead a little bit more. Aqua in 3rd, and it's pretty close actually between Aqua and Reese. So this may be the battle, of course, for 3rd position, the final place on the podium, with Reese, who's going to try and get close, of course, trying to, and now, can he get close then, do these couple of corners to then try and have a go. You would say most overtaking opportunities is normally after a straight, but if you can get very close to the corners and get the racing lines that you need, it can help quite a lot. Now the cars continue the way. Under the bridge they go here in Singapore, as now Ash running in 8th ahead of G. The rebel car of Pal has been lapped, and this is exactly what GMG need. And Reese would love to try and get the final place of the podium, and on lap number 7 he's attempting it and trying his level best to get close. So that's going to be an interesting thing. Will he be able to do it? There is, I think, a Macrawler. Yeah, it is the Macrawler that are being lapped. As now, opportunity now for Reese as we go into the first corner. Can he be late enough in the brakes to get the place? As lag stopping us knowing as there's more laps which are not counting, but Reese is now putting the pressure on Aqua. Now, was the exit good for Reese? It was pretty good, but what's going to happen is there's a few other cars that these two are coming to lap. 15 seconds of gap between our Super and the Dutchman, but we are focusing currently on Reese as they're trying. As now there's a lapped cars everywhere, and I think that's now the Mercedes and the Ferrari there. So a lot of cars running in the same area. The Mercedes is also getting lapped. The Ferrari is now getting lapped. As Dillo is now up into 7th place as well. But I think that's maybe because of a few laps not counting for drivers. Once the laps may get updated, they may be back as Super. As now, looks like Prix has gone for a flip. But now this battle, Reese versus Aqua. Can Reese get close now? This is going to be his opportunity now. Down to a still one. Oh, he loses it. Reese has lost it. Reese has lost it and he's gone for a flip. As now Golf will move up into 4th place. Will Reese maintain 5th? Looks like he will. As now he was putting the pressure on, but I think he really wanted to get a good exit. But I think just because of getting a good exit, I think, of course, the car just went on him. Let's now focus. Here is Dillo then. Ahead of him is Prix. So, can Dillo get past Prix? So as now we have a look at Dillo trying to get close to the Mercedes, which he is close, but will he be able to find a way through? Oh, did the Mercedes just go off? I think the Mercedes did. The Mercedes did go off, as now the check flag's being waved and Powell's moved up to 1st. Now Powell's been demoted a lap and the laps are back on now. And I think we may need a red flag or we may not, as now the Dutchman's now in 1st. As now Aqua's in 2nd, so Super won't be counted until another lap. So Super, I think, now has to do. So hopefully it should be back together. So I think Reese has managed to find the way through on Golf as well. So Reese getting back to where he wants. And I think Reese does have a chance of course, a podium. Dillo currently running in 5th, and of course Super, who of course is in the lead of the Grand Prix, of course. Hopefully the lap time should be updated back soon. There is the Ferrari car. Reese then. So this is the battle for the podium places if we can get close. Cup is now in 2nd. I don't think he actually got up there. I think it should be fixed very, very soon. Or unless we miss the overtake. Here is the Dutchman though. Lapping the TLM Motorsport car. As now Cup is now ahead of Super as well. Ash is now ahead of Aqua and Reese. As now Golf has to retire, as now Super's back where he belongs. So, unfortunate for Golf, who wanted a good result, was running in such a good place, and I think I know why he has to retire now, as he's off the circuit. And I don't know how would that have happened. Did he flip over the barrier? Would he have flipped over the barrier to get there? I think this is where you go onto the long straight. Yeah, that's just a corner before you go onto the long straight. So that's quite unfortunate. So here is Ninja and the Larari. So Dewey is now on second in the time boards. So if anyone is wondering that boards have absolutely glitched, they should hopefully be fixed soon. And we should be back where everyone was. As now King is in 13th. As Grand just saying where he should be. Red flag is out. Red flag is out. For the second time, red flag is out. And once again, we can't really argue with this red flag again. It's just... we can't really argue with this red flag as now once again... had another issue, but hopefully. So we may have had. So we basically may have had. Of course, now hopefully everything will be able to get fixed. So. Rebel are close, of course. We don't, of course, we're still waiting for the whole order. So, it is the two GMGs out at front. So, in the rod roll. So, in the rod roll car, the Renault liveried car, it is Dillo. Now Super is saying for a restart. But I think so a lot of people are saying restart, but it looks like we're gonna get racing once again. The lights are on. And they go green in Singapore with a great reaction time from Super, and looks like his teammate as well. But now as we go into the first corner, Super massively over the curb, as now he may lose a few positions. He is losing a few places as now looks like it's Cup who has the lead of the Grand Prix. Not actually on the time board. I think the time boards are just lying, but they should be hopefully updated soon once the stats will be reset. But now as we go into the next corner, late on the brakes for all the drivers as they try and gain time, as now the lap times are being resetted, as now looks like Dutchman racing car is also of the Red Bull livery, trying to also make up places. Of course, is he thinking about one race to the inside line? So order, I think, is the same as it was. They'll continue then as they went to the bridge and now into the technical part of the last sector. So we're currently watching Super. Here is the Dutchman, and he's right behind his teammate, I think, as now it's getting pretty close between the two GMGs now, and I think the Dutchman has good starts. So as now they make their way then through the last corner. So let's have a look then. Super leads the Dutchman 6/10 over the line for them. So always the Dutchman does have, let's be honest, a very, very good start. But, and then he starts to fall away. But this time he's actually stuck with him. Just like he was as fast, maybe a little bit slower, but he was definitely as fast, we could say. But he wasn't able to stick with him because, of course, a little mistake, like a mistake to the last corner or spin. This time he's actually being able to, and this is exactly what we want. Looks like power that time. may have not counted, as he thinks that they've not counted, which we can't see. Actually, we can't. He's in 13th. And then Mr. Steele's lap time has been counted. Oh, here goes Reese. Is that Reese? Yes, looks like it's Reese who's trying to get past. Of course, looks the Red Bull liveried car trying to get past. Let's have a look at Reese, and I think he may have got ahead. So may have got ahead as now they make their way. They're wheel to wheel as they go into next corner, but it looks like the Dutchman is just gonna stay ahead as Reese nearly lost it as he got on the power, and that's now. Let's see. Reese putting massive pressure on the Dutchman as we now come to the last few corners of this lap. And we're going to go on to lap number 14. Here we go then. Through the last corner. Oh no! Reese has lost it again. And he's lost it again. And we all wanted him to not lose it, but it looks like he has now. It looks like the Dutchman has taken the lead of the Grand Prix. Here is the Dutchman. And so here is the Dutchman, and here is Super, and yep, they have switched. They have switched. So it would have been a mistake somewhere by Super, or it is the lag going on currently throughout the whole server that we were not able to keep up with it. But we are focusing on Reese's Dillo's lap once again is not counted. So he's currently in 9th position as they all make their way with Super then. And then King in 9th places. Super now has to chase after his teammate, the Dutchman now. So, as now there's I think that's the Ferrari who's now going to get lapped. As he now gets lapped. As looks like Mr. Steele's lap once again is not counted. But looks like the Dutchman ahead of Super. These two are at the front. So, but now we actually got a little bit of a battle on our hands as sad news. But I think very sad news, but so we want to kind of move over, but look how close Super is to the Dutchman, and are the two GMG. He's about to go wheel to wheel. Like Super's trying to take the lead of the Grand Prix. He's got to think about it to the inside line. Can he take the lead of the Grand Prix? It doesn't look like he will, but has he got it now? I think he may have. The car's lagging around. We can't really see, but I think he's got it. Super into the lead of the Singapore Grand Prix. Unless they're lagging, but now as they're still going wheel to wheel, continue battling. As now looks like Super has now got through. Then as now there is as now there's a lot of cars all over the road now. So battle Super ahead of Super has managed to get through. That is quite crucial. Super ahead of the Dutchman. As now Rebel do need a good result. Their car was just getting lapped. There is now Super back to where he started this race. Risu currently running third. Let's ride on board with the driver for the... We haven't ride on board with the drivers much, have we? But let's ride on board now, the Dutchman. So yep, we're now on board with the Dutchman. The cars continue to lag. There's a McCroller up ahead, who they are about to lap. So Super made the pass. The Super made the pass on the circuit. As now he did make the move, and surely he would be happy as we got a little bit of wheel to wheel between the two GMGs. So last time we checked, Prix was running in third position. So in this race, of course, And I think I heard that Dillo is retiring, so that's going to be pretty sad if he actually is, and disappointment for everyone here. As now. So in this race, it looks like it's settled down a little bit as the two GMGs then went wheel to wheel, kept it clean, because of course they do need to focus on the Constructors World Championship. So, because most likely they are to retire, and as now as soon as I've joined, there's now a glitch with the timing boards again. So, you just don't know what to think right now. As, unfortunately, I think Dillo has retired, unfortunately, as quite upset. But, of course, we just don't know what to think, what's currently going on here. There's basically, as now I've joined, and now there's a Larari like dragging around. I think a lot of drivers are going to start retiring now. My timing boards won't update for the race. I can't even see who's in second or third. So there is different glitches going on for different people. So here is the Dutchman then. Let's ride on board. So we just won't get, so we are not getting any updates of what's happening currently. Now, but one thing we can take away is that the GMGs look very strong, and they are basically most likely to get a 1 and 2. So I think, so I don't know why, but second place is now below third. So Super in first, and then right, I need to okay. It's like a whole puzzle here, right? So where is the Dutchman? So the Dutchman is in second. Ash is in third. Where is fourth place? Aqua is in fourth. So I'm having to look for which numbers the drivers are, because we have, for example, first place on my order is in 9, so I'm having to look at different places to find them. So there's a lot of, so now of course we the Grand Prix. Unfortunately, Super is continuing on. So there's now, so the Larari, so basically now Serp is being said that, so everyone needs to say goodbye to Dillo. We will always miss him. As done. Versus what? And what an amazing driver it was. Sadly, he couldn't even score points and he ended up with a retirement. That's quite sad as now. The race continues though. Super and fast. And now I need to find... So the Dutchman is still in second position. Blue flag is being waved for car number 44. So here is Powell on his debut for Rebel. So as now let's have a look. Super then, who continues to lead, and it just looks like one of his normal drives he does is now he laps the Mercedes. So it just looks like a classic super drive, which he normally likes to do this. Just pull away. And yep, we do have a super though, currently doing an amazing job. As now he's about to lap the McCrawler car as well. So it looks like Hal on his debut is going to score points. Of course, technically he's kind of running last. Car number 16 is now getting blue flags waved. So, as now, third place man Ash is 51.6 off. Let's watch the Dutchman who is in second position. So, let's have a look then. Here is the Dutchman, as he now tries to close down, and he has a lid of, and now he has traffic. But what just happened to the Mercedes there? Something just happened to the Mercedes. I think that's the Mercedes Grand. Something. So we were on board with the Dutchman, and we just saw something happen to the Mercedes there. Oh, into the pits comes the Dutchman. Into the pits he comes. So now he's putting his tyres onto a set off height. The soft he goes. As he now comes out of the pit lane. Full speed now. Get it slowed down. As now he rejoins back on the circuit. And he's a little bit more down. Here is Super Dan. Lap number 22 out of 28. Blue flags being waved now for car 24. Was that 44? Couldn't see. One of the fours. As now, Super Robert in first, and he's just doing one of his usual drives he does. And of course, unfortunately, it wasn't the race that Dilla would have wanted. We all wanted him to do much better than that. Oh no, and that's the Ferrari who spun around, and that's Pal as well. So a lot of chaos happening there. And I wonder if there was a collision between them two. Yellow flags are now being waved. So I don't know if there was a collision, but they were both spun around in the same area. They may have just both lost it. Here is Dre in the Mercedes, currently running in 8th position. And here is the Dutchman. Oh, and the Mercedes just going over the curb there. Was that? I think that was Grant who flipped around. Yeah, there he is. So here is the Dutchman then, and he's actually inched into I think is that Dutch. I can't see the gap. Yeah, I think that is the Dutchman. He's now inched into Super, and I think that is Super there. Remember what was the gap earlier? So with a little bit possibly faster tires. Of course, you know we saw him strap on Hypersofts. Oh, Super may have also made a mistake. Here is Super, and here is so there is a fight. Super has dead tires indeed. He definitely does have dead tires. There's a McCrawler who's now gone, I think, for a spin. Or definitely lost control of his car as he's now continuing. So, would he come into the pit lane? That'll give the lead to the Dutchman. If he does come in, is he going to pit? No, he hasn't. He's stayed out. So if the tires are really dying, so the tires are really dying for him, then can he be able to defend? Because we've seen him, an amazing, fast driver, so we definitely know he can defend, but of course, now will he pit if he has too much dead tires? Yeah, he was like about 5 seconds faster last lap, so look how much he's in. Now this is the exact area where the Dutchman's going to be gaining. All the way through the corners, he's going to have way more traction as the Ferrari gets lapped. He'll have way more traction through the corners, more speed, but just because he can carry more momentum while Super has to lift because he doesn't have enough tires left anymore. The tires, of course, do die off, and this is Singapore, a big circuit, as the lap times, as now the laps, if we have a look at the lap times, so the Dutchman, as you can see, is inching into Super's gap. So they had a similar sector too. The Dutchman only had a 3/10 advantage, but that's maybe because he's now catched up to the back. What? I can't see the Dutchman. Oh, there he is now. So yeah, the Dutchman has dropped a little bit more behind now. As we watch Super, as he now goes on to lap number 25. So, car up ahead. And I think that's the Rebel, yes it is, of Powell. Oh, and he went quite fast and straight on. Here is Powell. As now getting lapped once again. Let's watch the Dutchman then. So actually, 2/10 slow the Dutchman through the first sector. So was it that Super was just doing a little bit of extra saving maybe on that lap? Like really, or probably could have made a mistake. You never know. Of course, we can only find out after the race. Was it once when he says in an interview that was it actually a mistake by himself, or was it that he was doing tire saving, or was his tires dead on the last lap, or so basically we'll get yep. Because we'll find out when he speaks in the interview. The Dutchman's be trying. Mr. Steele has been given a 10-second time penalty. As her Grand's currently running in 5th. Mercedes. Here he is. He's just going right for GMG today. So Cup and Grand have also been given a penalty as well. So I've still got So, Pal has been given a 30-second time penalty for corner cutting. No, he's just not going right for Rebel today. Let's be honest, he's just not going right. Not being the day, but he's going fully right. For GMG. Dewey has been given a 25-second time penalty as well now. He's just going GMG's way today. As we go on to the penultimate lap of this race. So, Saif has a 60-second time penalty. He only has 8 more corner cuts to the disqualification. So that's going to be quite interesting. So Super just doing what he needs to right now. Just bringing the car home as the Ferrari has gone for a spin once again. So this is your last chance to do your drive-through as well, if you haven't done it. So he says he has done it. Here is the Mercedes. So, performance was amazing by Super, and he surely deserves this amazing win. He has kept on these tyres for pretty much a long time. Throughout all the odds. Yes, he's going to come through to win the Grand Prix. As we are about to go on to the final lap of this race. Super only has one more lap to survive. As now Aqua's been promoted up to first, but we know it's not really first for him. It's this man who is in first place. He an amazing race. The Dutchman got close a few times. The Dutchman overtook. Super came back, fighted back, overtook him back on the circuit, and he's been flawless today. And this will definitely go down as one of his best race wins. There was glitches, didn't stop him. Nothing could stop him today. And after getting pole position, he got put under pressure by his teammate. And let's be honest, the Dutchman is a very fast driver as well. So, it was a very hard job. But he made it through. And he did it. And there was a few people who said that Super is overrated and that he doesn't know how to race, other sorts of things. People said that. But I think once again today he has proven that his championship looks secure. It's most likely going into the next race. Super, driven amazingly. He's regarded as number one. Super blows them all away in Marina Bay to take the Singapore Grand Prix as he beats home his teammate, the Dutchman. As well, Super looks to be taking his championship. Next race, the Dutchman will be in second position. The two GMGs are 1 and 2, and this is exactly what they need to chase down. This is exactly what they need to chase down Rebel Racing, and they may have had a little bit of a poor day, as now this will surely be regarded as an amazing race for GMG, definitely, after a 1-2 finish. And if you say that GMG can't win this, I think you may have been proven wrong, as after that result, if they can do this for the next, how long? If they can do this for the next few races, the Constructors' Championship's on, and I think it is. So it's a lap to the pit lane. So I think that's why there's a wall put there, so you can't go through it. So now people have to go. So of course, the penalties will be applied for the drivers. So a lot of drivers think that PAL is not. As PAL is P9, so he still scores points. So he's celebrating because he got points. So that's even less points for Rebel. So PAL is responding. As PAL's put in 9th. 50 corner cut is a disqualification. Oh my god. I think Super got a little bit too excited there. What a result for GMG. So in 3rd place, we have Ash. In 2nd place, we have the Dutchman. And the winner of the Singapore Grand Prix after an amazing drive, Super. So it's now time for the national anthem. So, what a race that was. Super did amazing. It's a GMG 1 and 2, and this is exactly what they need to try and close down Rebel. Ash was the final person on the podium, and in Dilla's last race, unfortunately, he retired. We really hope him best of luck in his next thing he does in his life. But for the Singapore Grand Prix, Super is on top. Can GMG close down Rebel in the World Championship with 4 races to go?